Wine camera. Storm tracker showing a bit of a dry slot in Dover, Millville, much of South Jersey. It's not bad as you're heading out right now. We've got some rain, some drizzle here or there. The morning commute's not terrible. It intensifies later on as we take a wider look. We're tracking this cold front coming through, and another area of low pressure develops along it, and that's why the rain gets enhanced through the day today. We have some areas of fog, a half-mile visibility in Wilmington, in the Poconos, 1.5 in Wildwood. So some areas of patchy fog and a wind advisory along the shore. This is the spot we have the chance to see some damaging winds, would be along the coastline. And the wind advisory goes into effect at 10 o'clock this morning, because that's when we expect to start to see this band of heavier rain, of stronger wind by about 10, 11 o'clock. So still some showers around here or there at 7. Not bad. Look how mild it is. We're already in the low 60s. 63 at 11 o'clock with the rain and strong wind coming down at times. Some pockets of heavier rain at 3. At 7 o'clock, you're going to be tracking the end of it before you know it. It wraps up tonight. So it's a wet one today, Matt.
Well, windier later too, right, Karen?
It is. We're picking up with the rain and the wind, Matt. I think the chance for that starts maybe 10, 11 o'clock this morning. Right now, we just have cloudy skies in the Philadelphia, but pockets of rain here or there through the region. And look at this temperature. It is 62 degrees right now. It is really mild, and the mild conditions continue all through the day. We talked a lot about the rain. Let's talk about the wind right now. So this afternoon through most of the area, we'll see gusts maybe 30, 40 miles an hour. So it does turn windy today. I'm already seeing some 20, 25 mile an hour gusts along the shore. But you see the area of red right along the coast? That's where we've got the wind advisory. That's where we could see some potentially damaging winds, 40 to 50 miles an hour along the coastline today. And let's look at what you can expect overall today. The high is 64, rounds of rain. Heaviest starts late morning, maybe 10, 11 o'clock, with a band that starts to move through and continues through the afternoon hours. It doesn't wrap up until late tonight. I just want to show you tomorrow's wind chills. So today's high is 64. Tomorrow, it mostly feels like the 20s through the day. Bright sunshine, but a huge change in the weather. We've got a few more changes coming your way, including an update to the Eagles forecast on Sunday. So all that's in the 7-day in just a minute. I'll also show you a future tracker. We do have to kind of go over when the rain intensifies. That's in a few minutes, guys.
All right, thank you.
Around here, weather going in the other direction, Karen.
Yes, that's right. We've got wet conditions out there, Matt. Your travel impact's pretty low for the morning commute. I'm giving you the yellow light. You know what it's like when roads are wet. We've got some patchy fog. Just take it easy out there, but it's no big deal driving around to work. I think the heaviest may start 10, 11 o'clock this morning, lasting into the afternoon at times. I don't think the heaviest is during the evening commute, but you'll still have some pockets of heavy rain during the evening commute and some low visibility, some ponding on the road, certainly because of the water that'll be piling up over the next several hours. So right now on Storm Tracker, we've got some rain in the Lehigh Valley. It's mostly pretty light. I'm seeing some areas of yellow near Reading, picking up a little bit, but a dry slot through Dover, Millville, South Jersey here. There's really not much going on at the moment. We widen out a little bit. Looks like that dry slot may last a little bit before the rain starts to pick up. That's when the first area of low pressure kind of forms along this coast and kind of increases the wind and the rain with this, the intensity. So this model suggesting maybe that happens around 10 o'clock this morning. You can see, I'm not saying it's raining everywhere at 10 or 11 all of a sudden. It's a band that starts to form that's a little heavier than we've seen. And then we continue to watch this progress a little bit through South Jersey. You can see some of that heavy rain. This is a look at 1 o'clock, this model suggesting. So you get that heavier rain, some of those stronger winds, but watch what happens right along the coast. That's when you get the chance for that squall line to form. And this is why that we've got a wind advisory for right along the coast. This is a look at 2 o'clock. So at some point through the late morning into the afternoon, we get these bands of heavier rain. But the rain doesn't really wrap up until 9 o'clock at night or so. So we've got a long way before we're entirely done with this. The severe weather risk, the potential for some of those damaging winds, potentially, maybe 50, 60 mile an hour, that would be right along, or 40, 50, that would be right along the coastline. Right here in the area of yellow, but even that's a 2 out of 5 as far as concerned. So let's look at what you can expect hour by hour. Really mild out there. We're in the low 60s and staying in the low 60s through the afternoon hours, varying intensities of the rain. I think 10, 11 o'clock, you get a band where it starts to get a little heavy. Some pockets of heavy rain through the evening. Watch how temperatures start to fall. At 7 o'clock, it's still almost 50 degrees, but they fall through the overnight hours. I think the winds will help dry out the roads. We're dry overnight. night. But those temperatures do dip to just around or below freezing, but I think the winds will help dry us out. Here's your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day windswept rain today, 64 for your high. Tomorrow behind it, the high is 40, but it feels like the 20s with that wind. Friday, you've got sunshine, light winds, but 39 is still pretty chilly. Saturday, still chilly, 41, but it's looking a little brighter. And things are actually looking up on Sunday. For Eagles Sunday, 48 for your high. I think those showers could hold off to pretty late, if not at night. So I think the game might be in decent shape. And then Monday morning, some showers around 52. Tuesday, clouds breaking and 57 degrees. So we do get milder by the end of that 7-day. A lot going on with the rain, with the wind today, and we're going to watch that develop later this afternoon. So kind of keep tuning in and we'll help you through that.
Okay. We will, certainly. Thank you, Karen. No other than feeling the water on her.
Little.
She's probably finding some sunshine today. We won't be.
I'm quite green with envy, but I'm happy for my friend who's enjoying it. And at least she's sharing it with all of us, right? So we get a taste of what it's like to be away out there. Let's take a look at the bus stop forecast for the kids. It's not bad out there right now, but it is wet. We've got these showers around. Look how mild it is. We're in the low 60s through the morning bus stop. The afternoon, we're still in the low 60s, and that rain is still going, kind of picking up in intensity as the day wears on. So let's look right now at Storm Tracker. You're waking up in South Jersey, getting a bit of a break in the rain, and that may last a little while there. Now, north and west, you've got some rain coming down. Pretty good right now in Lancaster, but it gets heavier late this morning, so we'll be watching for that, likely after the morning commute. But we're looking at Storm Tracker 6 with this wider view, and you can see the rain that'll be moving in as this cold front continues to press through, and the rain kind of gets enhanced a little bit. So at 7 o'clock, we've got some showers around, some patchy fog. It's mild. It's really not bad. But by 11 o'clock, that's when we have some heavier rain, some of the stronger winds, 63. And then at 3 o'clock, it's still raining. Some pockets of heavy rain here or there, 61. Even at 7 o'clock, the rain is coming down, hasn't quite wrapped up, and 49 degrees. So a lot of rain through the next 12 hours, Matt.
We are notorious for having some issues with driving on wet roads.
What is it with that? People forget what to do.
I wish we could change it, but unfortunately, we're seeing that again the day goes on.
That's right. And right now, it's more north and west of the city that we're dealing with some steadier rain at the moment. We actually have some dry slot in South Jersey right now, but the winds are starting to pick up. 26 miles an hour in Atlantic City, 23 in Millville, only 14 in Middletown, but they're out of the south. It is a really mild flow that we've got today. Winds will be a big issue. Now, most of the region, we're talking some 30 to 40 mile an hour gusts today, but right along the coastline, that's where you could see 40 to 50 miles an hour. So some stronger winds, potentially damaging winds along the coastline. It really all depends on the squall line that forms. Overall today, though, models have been backing off on how much rain we'll get. Looks like we'll get a good inch to potentially up towards 2 inches of rain. But yesterday, some of these models were suggesting up to 3 inches of rain. So I don't think we see those higher amounts, but it really depends on if you get that squall line forming where all of a sudden you get some stronger winds and some heavier rain. So that's what we'll be watching today. 64 degrees for your high today. It is really mild. We're already in the low 60s, kind of staying in the low 60s all morning with these rounds of rain, the heaviest late morning into the afternoon hours. We'll talk about what happens beyond that because the winds pick up and tomorrow. It's really colder out there. A big change coming. You want to be set for that in that 7-day in just a minute, guys.
All right, thank you. It's a dreary but oddly warm day out there this morning.
Yes. I have to say, he seemed to be looking around like, how am I going to explain this when they, the poor guy. Good morning out there, everybody. Let's talk about the travel impacts of this day that we've got, because we've got rain out there right now. It started last night and it continues until tonight. But when is the worst of it? So the morning commute's really not bad at all. We've got some patchy fog, some wet roads out there for sure, but the precipitation's pretty light. In some spots, it's some drizzle. In some spots, we've got some light rain. So I'm giving you the yellow light. Just use some caution. It's a red light for the evening commute. Sometime late this morning, maybe 10, 11 o'clock, we start to get a little bit more intense with the rain and the wind coming down. And that continues with some pockets of heavy rain straight through the evening. So you'll have some heavier rain, low visibility, and a lot more ponding on the roads from all the water that will already be out there. So that's a bit more of an issue. A bit of a dry slot right now through Delaware and South Jersey. It's raining in your northwest suburbs, raining in Berks County, not terribly heavy, but you're starting to see some pockets of yellow and orange. So coming down pretty good north of the city. I think that dry slot in South Jersey may last a little while as we look down to our south. But there's this cold front that's got to move along, and it's going to take all day to slowly work its way in. And an area of low pressure develops along it, and that just brings us a little more intensity. So when does that happen? This is Future Tracker showing it maybe as early as 10 o'clock this morning. You start to see a band of heavy rain. Now you get the idea looking at this, it's not everywhere, right? It may be a little light to the west and to the east, yet here we start to see this band forming. And you can see that by the yellow, the red, the orange, and that's when it's starting to come down pretty good. Again, that's around 10 o'clock this morning. We watch that progress. It intensifies a little bit through South Jersey. Maybe this is 1 o'clock where it's along the I-95 corridor and into South Jersey. Watch what happens right along the coast. This model suggesting as early as 2 o'clock this afternoon. That's when you get that squall line developing and some of the heavier rain, kind of the strongest winds being funneled here, and that's why we have that wind advisory today right along the coastline because of that. But it's really not all said and done until 8:30, 9 o'clock when it's pulling out of here. So we got a long way to go before we're tracking the end of the raindrops here. Severe weather risk of these strong winds potentially would be right along the coastline today. That area of yellow is a 2 out of 5 for some potentially damaging wind gusts that we could see 40-mile-plus-an-hour winds along the coast. So here's what we can expect the next 12 hours. It is raining of varying intensity all through the day today. So right now it's pretty light. 7 o'clock it's not too bad, but by about 11 o'clock you start to see some heavy rain. 12, 1 o'clock, some pockets of heavy rain straight into the afternoon. Then you see the temperatures just start to drop. We go from the low 60s at 3 to at 7 o'clock, it's 49. In the overnight hours, I think the winds help dry out the roads, but we do get at or below freezing in a few spots overnight. So we'll watch to see if there's a slick spot. Here's your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Windswept, soaking rain today, 64 for your high. Tomorrow, chilly winds, feels like the 20s despite a high of 40. On Friday, sunshine and lighter winds, but still chilly out there, 39. Saturday stays chilly with a high of 41, but looking a little brighter. Sunday's actually looking a little better for the birds now, 48 degrees for your high. Looks like those showers could hold off pretty late, if not at night. And then Monday, the morning showers, 52. Tuesday, clouds are breaking and a milder day and 57, Matt.